So how do you avoid small talk with women? Well, I have 4 very simple steps that you can do right from the get-go on that first date to move off of the small talk track and onto meaningful, interesting, connected, exciting conversation, which is what we want. My name is Hayley Quinn and I am a dating coach, and I'm here to really help you how to communicate yourself better and learn to love dating. So we kind of know why small talk is bad, right? That's generally considered not a brilliant way to communicate with her. And by small talk, I mean when you're saying stuff like, how's your day going? What do you do for work? So what do you get up to for fun? Now, that reliance on those questions obviously comes from your perspective, from a sincere place of wanting to build that connection with her and show interest in her life. None of that intention is wrong or bad. However, if we express things through small talk, generally this isn't met with the best response from her. It's generally not the most attractive way to go about communicating yourself in a conversation. The reason for that is threefold. When you use small talk, I call it like chatbot speech, in that you can use it, but everybody uses small talk. So your ability to stand out and show her what an interesting guy you are gets diminished because your conversation that you're using is too similar to everybody else's out there. Second point why small talk kind of doesn't work is when she's responding to small talk questions, she's been asked those questions 1,000 times before. So she doesn't have to really emotionally invest or think on her feet or be smart within that conversation. She's just going to give you her chatbot automated response. So she doesn't really feel challenged, and also she doesn't really emotionally invest that much in the conversation. In fact, she may even find the conversation a little bit boring. Final reason why small talk tends not to work is that by having this conversation that's not that meaningful and that is unoriginal, it actually stops 2 people from recognizing that they could potentially be a good match and have a great relationship, because it's just neither one person is presenting themselves in a way that is showing how unique they are and is really geared towards building that connection. So I don't want this to be you. I don't want you to miss out on potentially really connecting with women that could be amazing for you, because the conversation just is not that exciting and is a little bit dull. So I understand that 50% of that responsibility of the conversation is actually on her or him or whoever you're on a date with. That's on them. However, you are the person who has fantastically watched this video. So because of that, I want you to step up to the plate here and actually take the initiative to move that conversation away from small talk and onto something super exciting. And I have 4, as I said, very easy steps for how you can go about achieving this. Step 1 is that I want you to get used to really actively listening to her. So not just listening to the words she's saying, but actively listening, and ask yourself this key question: what is she showing me about who she is as a person by how she's choosing to express this? What this is going to get you to do is, instead of giving just a logical response to the information she gives you, you're going to start to see the conversation as a way to connect with her as a person. And people, in fact, give clues as to their personality all day, every day, in the things that they say and what they talk about. So here's a good example for you. If you just said to her something really simple like, so what would you like to drink? And she goes, I would like a decaf iced Americano with almond milk, please. Pause. Now, you can comment beneath the video if you want to play this live with me. What does that show about her personality? So if you want to pause the video and write a comment and think before we go on, that would be really helpful to start to get you to work your mind into looking at the conversation in this way. So what does that show about who she is as a person? And if anybody is interested to know, that is my actual coffee order. So there are people out there who say crazy stuff like that. Say what? So I would say that kind of person would probably be someone who is very specific, is exact, knows what she wants, very particular, probably very organized, quite methodical. Those would be the qualities that would pop into my mind. So I wonder if they're the same for you. So the first thing is simply to ask yourself, what is she showing me about her personality by how she expressed that? Step 2 is that you want to acknowledge that you've noticed something about her personality in a way that's warm and friendly and fun. So we're not going to say, oh, you're a bit picky, aren't you? That's likely to not go down well. Let's phrase this positively. You could say something like, wow, I like how specific you are. You must be very precise as a person. Now, at this point, you want to pause and you want to wait to see if she has received that information and agrees with it. So if she's like, yeah, I guess I am a bit like that, you'd be like, fantastic, on to a winner here. I've managed to identify something about who she is as a person. Now you've confirmed you have that bit of her personality kind of locked down. You're now going to see how you have the ability to really change the tangent of the conversation. Step 3 is I want you to think of a topic you would love to talk about. Often in conversations, we might get stuck in conversational topics which we're just not very into and we don't have that much to contribute. I want you to be actively thinking about what would make me feel more attracted to her if it turned out that she liked this thing. So you start to approach the whole dating process from this mindset of the selector, but we'll get on to more of that at a later stage. So if that's how you're thinking about things, what I want you to do now is identify what topic you want to talk about. Now I want you to imagine how someone who is very specific and who is very exact would interact when you're in that topic. So let me unpack this more. So say you would like to talk about travel, because that's something that really interests you. You've been traveling a lot lately, you've got some cool travel plans, and it's something you want to share with her. What you could say is you could imagine, how would this person who is like so specific and so exact, how would they act? How would they go about booking a holiday, or how would they go about travel? So then you could say, I bet actually when you're going off traveling, you must be like the itinerary queen. I bet you plan every step and every stage exactly. So notice how you can use words like I bet, or you seem, or I imagine. This enables you to make a creative leap within the conversation and totally change the topic while still keeping it focused on who she is as a person, which is going to be deeply interesting to her. Step 4 is I want you to witness, is she participating in this imaginary scenario that you've cooked up? Is she saying, yeah, actually, I think I missed my calling as a tour operator. Last time I went to traveling, I was in Southeast Asia and I did blah, 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 blah. So at this point, you're like, success. We have managed to move the conversation from something that was a bit boring, kind of small talk, into something that's way more interesting and that I actually love to talk about. And we're doing it in a way that's really got her involved because we're talking about who she is as a person. And guess what, guys and ladies, that is what everybody loves to talk about. It's like the secret sauce for conversation skills. So if you would like to know more about conversation, in fact, not like to know more about it, if you want to be a conversational master, check on the link below this video. And either way, I hope this has given you some really good tools that you can go out there onto your dates and you can show her what an awesome guy you are, and also get some more input from her, because it takes two people to really successfully build that conversation. If you've liked this video, you found it helpful, please turn on notifications to this channel, like, comment, share, subscribe, all the normal good stuff. I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.